Okay, so today we are going with the important MCQs of the this is about the botany subject. We have done cell wall, plasma membrane, cell membrane, these all. So today we are going with the very important MCQs which are asked mostly in a lot of exams and everywhere. So yes, if we go with the first one, that is in this structures of the plant, cell is non-living. So this is the first MCQs. If we talk about the options or but we have to take what are the given. Okay, so first one nucleus, second is cell wall, third one is cytoplasm, fourth D is mitochondria. I will also explain you these all MCQs. So first is in this structure of the plant cell. In this structure of the plant cell is non-living. What is non-living here, or why is it non-living? This structure of the plant cell wall is non-living. So here in this question they are asking, in this structure of the plant cell which is non-living, nucleus is not non-living. I guess you all know, as there is the central part, it's have DNA, it's have own its genetic material as well. Here cell wall is a non-living part. Cell wall, I will just mark like this, or okay, cell wall is non-living. Not even cytoplasm, not even mitochondria, just because they have their own genetic material, they have own their nucleus and everything inside that, but cell wall is non-living. Okay, so if we talk about the second MCQs, that is so the question is, this cell organelles does not contain DNA, in this all which do not have its own DNA. So if I just write its options, first option is nucleus, B is mitochondria. Even if you know these answers before me, I have done before explaining me, you can even write, or you can just guess, yeah, I got this marks. We will be doing, I guess, 12 MCQs. So in this, give yourself marks how much right did you do. Okay, so last is chloroplast. So what they are asking this question, the cell organelles which does not contain its own DNA. If we talk about the nucleus, okay, nucleus have its own DNA. Okay, nucleus, as we know, it's central part, and everywhere we have studied nucleus in very detail, and from 6 to in metric we have done, we know, are very much aware about the nucleus. If we talk about the mitochondria and chloroplast, these both are the organelles which have their own DNA. That's why they have the ability to change, or to have their own DNA replication. These both can multiply, or they can replicate cell as well. So this means here nucleus have, mitochondria also have, chloroplast as well. So lysosome is which do not have its own DNA. Okay, lysosome. Okay, so if you go through the third one, which is the organelles signing as a primary area for molecules. That will distributed to the cell. So the option we are having first is vacuole, second is plastid, third one is mitochondria, and fourth one is Golgi bodies. So now listen what this question is asking. Okay, So the organelles signing as a primary packaging area for molecules that will distribute the cell, that will distribute throughout the cell. So in this vacuole, plastid, mitochondria, these are not only Golgi bodies just because it has the work to package or combine these all molecules and distributed all the cells. And so here the right option is Golgi bodies. Okay, now we are going with the fourth MCQs. I guess this will take a lot of time if I just write. Let me write these, then I will show you like completely when I will write, then I will explain like that. Now in this question what they're asking, animal cells are interconnected by what? Plasma membrane, cell wall, or the dermosomes, plasma desmata. So here the right answer is this one, desmosomes. How is it so? Let me explain you. Animal cells are interconnected by this layer. As we know, we have three layers. We have three types of layers as germ cells, and in that the second layer is desmosomes. How the desmosomes is the right answer here, just because they are the modular structures, or like they have the ability, they can combine or they can connect them by the help of tight and gap junctions. They have the ability to do that, and they have the they just bolt cells together and combine together by the help. So that's why these are on desmosomes. Okay, so now let's move to the fifth. Let me write it first. Okay, so this question is, the cell theory is not applicable to what? That the right answer is virus. How? Just because virus is like everything is made up of cells. Cell is a basic and functional unit. Fungi also have cells. Alga, this microbes all have the cells, but virus do not use cells, just because they are considered not true cells inside it. So virus even do not use any kind of cells in their any process. So this means cell theory was telling that they exist from pre-existing cells, but here virus do not use any cell in the process. Virus do not have any kind of cell. So the right answer is virus. Okay, so now let's move to another question. Question 6. Okay, so here we are having sixth one MCQ, which is a primary objective of a cell fractionation is what? Now, before let me read options as well. First is separate the major organelles so that their particular functions can be determined, and this cannot be separated. Third is no specific work, and fourth is combined together, like combination of all organelles. But here, first, even you cannot answer this without knowing this term, cell fractionation. This is the process. Let me write. Is a process, or what does that do? It's having that determines, or yes, we can say that determines their size, that determines the organelles, their size, their volume, their density. According to that they divide. The cell fractionation is a process where the cells having organelles. Okay, cell is having organelles that are separated on the basis of their volume, density, size, and everything, physical appearance, like that. They just look into that and they get separated. Self fractionation means that. So here first option is right. How? Just because that separate the major organelles so that their particular function can be determined. If we have one cell, if we have one cell, here we are having a lot of organelles inside, mitochondria, vacuole, food vacuole, like a lot of things. So what, we can combine these all? Of course not. So this means cannot be combined together. We cannot combine together. No specific work, of course it have its work. No, this one is also wrong. Cannot be separated, of course they would be separated. How? Food vacuole is another thing, mitochondria is another thing, nucleus is another thing. All are separated from each other. So here the sixth one is separate the major organelles, like mitochondria and vacuole are both different things. Okay, if they both are different things, so they both have their own function. So that's why these both would be separated from each other to determine or to do its own work. So that's the reason this first one is right. Okay, let me mark here. First is right. How, as I told you, a primary objective of cell fractionation is what? As this is the process where volume, density, size, these all have been noticed, and on the basis of their size and everything, they are divided to do its own particular function. So that's the reason the like A option is right. So now let's move to the question 7. Question 7. So now we have the question which is, this is question 7, which is, which structure is common to plant and animal cells? Like we have to tell which common, like in these all, which one is most common and is present in animal and plant as well. So if we start with the chloroplast, let me write the pencil to explain you. Chloroplast is only present in plant and algae. Okay, if we talk about the mitochondria, this is present in both, only prokaryotic, but both. What both? Like unicellular and multicellular. Okay, if we talk about the cell wall is only present in bacteria, plants, and this is not present in animals. We have discussed this with a very detailed topic in another video. Central vacuole, like vacuole is only present in plant. Like in animal there is vacuole, but in plant that's in the middle and that's have a very good function, but in animals it's in the side and do not have any specific function. So here what does mean, which structure is common to both plant and animal? Here chloroplast is only present in plant algae. This means no animals, like no human being. Mitochondria is present in both prokaryotic, eukaryotic, but that have like only prokaryotic, but that can be unicellular as well as multicellular. So the right option is mitochondria. Okay, so now let's move to question 8, which is which so question 8, they are asking organelles other than nucleus except nucleus which have its own DNA. This is connected to the second question we done before, but still this have little bit change concept as well. So now the right option is one only, this means rhizosomes, or the second option which is first and second both, or the third option which is second and third both, or the fourth option second only. So now what would be the answer? I guess you would be known about the chloroplast and mitochondria. These both are the organelles which have its own DNA. That's why they have the ability to replicate the cell. Both have its own DNA. That's the reason they can replicate the cell. So here what would be the right option? Not like one only, not one and two only as well, but here second and third. Of course this is right, second and third. So yes, question 8 is done. Question 9.